Hey Book Besties, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Cayenne and this is Cayenne is Booked. Today we are chatting about a fun bingo board that I put together in an effort to help me read down my physical TBR. So we're actually in like a subsection of my library. So this is the bookshelf that I have in my bedroom. And then the main shelves are in the main room, and that's where I normally film, but I don't know, for whatever reason today, I decided this was the place. So let's chat for a second. I, much like many people on the interwebs, many book lovers, have a huge collection of books, and I've read a decent amount of them. Like, I'm looking back here, like I've read this entire shelf minus maybe one book, and then I've read all of these right here. But there are plenty of books on these shelves that I bought because I love the cover, because they're sprayed edges, because they were a special edition of a book that I intended to read at some point, because they are from an author that I absolutely love. And they've just been sitting on my shelves, and either they deserve love and appreciation, I should read them and keep them, or I need to read them, enjoy them, and then maybe offload them and unhaul them because they're just not meant to be in my library. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do to motivate myself? That was the biggest thing for me, because we always, and I say we collectively, right? But me for sure, I'm like, oh, I really want to do this and I really want to make this a goal. And then for whatever reason, I just don't do it. And then I buy more books and then I just keep upping that number. Now, I'm filming this video not knowing what my actual physical TBR is, what my Audible TBR is, or what my Kindle TBR is. So let's be clear. I have no understanding of what my pre-owned TBR is, what all my physical, nothing, okay? Do I plan on counting them at least before September 1st when this challenge starts? Absolutely. So, Preowned Bingo is going to run from September 1st to October 31st. My plan is if all goes well and we're all kind of really excited about it and, it's getting hyped up in participation, I do want to run it every 2 months, like an every 2 month cycle. There's an opportunity to be a winner at the end. So there's a rules board, which I will go over in just a second. But this is all about reading pre-owned books, and you have to have the book in your possession before September 1st. And obviously we're going on the honor system here because there's no way for me to police you choosing to read a book that you might have bought during the challenge, but it also defeats the purpose, guys, of us reading from the shelves and the books that we already own. So that is what it is running for. My plan is, like I said, I want to do every 2 months a new round, a new board, and a new set of prompts. So, and I have my iPad over here. Well, I'm sure I'm just going to grab it because whatever. So the rules are, the goal of the bingo board is to create a board that helps you read more books off your pre-owned shelf. And I defined pre-owned as anything you have from before September 1st, Libby, Hoopla, KU, physical books, audio, Kindle, etc. So as long as it is in your possession before September 1st, we will consider it pre-owned. The idea is to read books we've already purchased or borrowed instead of buying and borrowing to fit a prompt. So when we go over the prompt list, you want to be thinking or looking at your shelves or having a list of your books or kind of trying to figure out, okay, I should read this prompt because it can fit these books. As a mood reader, I try to choose prompts that I can fit a number of books into, just in case I'm like, oh, I want to read this book. And then I'm like, just kidding, I want to read this book. So definitely something to keep in mind, but the whole goal here is to read our pre-owned libraries. So, shop your shelves. Your board must be created and submitted in the bingo chat by August 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. I am in the Eastern time zone, so it'll just be easier for me. I will have the link in the description box for you. And if you are not on Instagram for whatever reason, then I will have an email. If you choose to participate, you can email me your first board and then email me your final board. I would really prefer to have it all in one place though. So love me and please join the chat. If you can't figure out how to join the chat, please DM me on Instagram or send me an email with your Instagram username and I can get you added to the chat super easily. All right, so how to win. Each bingo is worth 1 entry. If you do a full blackout board, it's worth 14 entries. If you participate in the chat, so you're like in there giving suggestions, like just essentially like talking to other bookish people, great way to make friends. We're in one entry, and then if you follow me, Cayenne is Booked on Instagram, then you'll earn an extra entry. So prompt options, I've got 40 options, and your bingo board, I'll pop it up really quickly, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 by 5, which is 25, already has 3 spaces pre-filled for you, so just free spaces. You can put any book there that you want to. So you were only looking for 22 prompts, and I have 40 different prompts listed. I'm not going to read every single prompt because it feels kind of ridiculous, but I will kind of talk about like the different chunks of prompts I put on there, especially for my mood readers. So on the first list for prompts, the first 6 have to do with pages. So 1 over 300 pages, 1 over 350 pages, and then it goes all the way up to 550 pages. Then the next 4 is on TBR for 3 months, 9 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, right? So the book has been on your TBR for an extended period of time within that time range, and you can fit it there. Then I've got a cover, so a book you bought for the cover, an orange cover, a black cover, one that's illustrated, has yellow, fall vibes. So obviously this is running kind of like in the fall time, so I wanted to incorporate that. And cover picks are super easy. Like one of them's a black cover. I have 4 black covers right here, right? So I was kind of trying to think about like universal colors that we would have on our shelves, and then obviously orange, yellow for fall, and then there are some people who have written romances specifically that have like the fall leaves and like the colors and the vibes on the front of it, so you can choose any of those. These are just kind of ideas that you can fit in, right? Then I have like for next in a series, final in a series, a new to you author, 1-word title. Ones that I really like is a book of the month pick, a cover pick, has fancy sprayed edges. What else? There's one on here I said features a small town. Now you can have a thriller in a small town, you can have a horror in a small town, because at first I was like small town romance, but then I was like, ooh, not everybody's like 100% romance reader like I am. But even now, like I wouldn't say that's the only thing that I read, right? So I digress. Anyways, those are kind of the prompts that you can choose from, and I'll pop up. I actually just finished my bingo board, so I'll pop up what I'm going to be using, because like people have already posted in the chat, and it's only like mid-August, and I'm like, oh my gosh, not me being the host and not having my board together. So that was cute. But anyways, I picked a lot of, so I need to read it into my next Allie Hazelwood. I picked like next into series. I picked all the page ones. Ooh, I forgot that I did a book that's a 5-star prediction, so I chose that one for my board. Features a small town, one that's been gifted to me, one that I've just kind of been putting off, because there's plenty of series where I'm on the last book in the series and I'm like, I need to save that for a rainy day. So that would be a really good one to pick there. So I really led with my little mood reader heart here when creating the prompts that hopefully can be applied to multiple genres, because I know not everybody just reads solely romance or romantasy like I do. So I definitely wanted to like keep the options open so that people could join. It is, like I said, gonna run September 1st to October 31st, and then early in November, like the first 5 days of November, I'll obviously choose a winner based off of all of the entries. And like I said, I do, this is kind of like the first round. I kind of want to see how it goes. But I do really want to continue this, because I've definitely noticed that I've been kind of feeling a little disgruntled with myself and being like, ooh, I really do need to read down my own TBR, because I have so many, guys, my next 5-star read is probably on the shelves behind me and I just don't even know it, And I do have books on here that maybe like I'll read them and I enjoy them, but maybe they belong in somebody else's library, and a little free library would love to see it. You know what I mean? So that's Preowned Bingo. I'm trying to do like a fun event, but also I want it to be like customizable to what you guys want to do and like what your bookish goals are, while also kind of giving it a competitive edge. Because one thing about me, I'm super competitive. So when I turn it into like almost a competition, I'm like, okay, like I really need to do this because I can't lose, right? I mean, reading is supposed to be fun, and it is fun, but also too, I created this board, so I better block this board out, right? So I'm hoping that I am going to, 25 pre-owned books down. That would be amazing. And I would love that for me. And two, like, even if I don't end up keeping all 25, like, like I said, it could find a good home. So I really hope that you can join us. Like I said, I am running the bulk of it on Instagram just because it's going to be easier for me to keep all the entries and things like that in the chat and like in one place. But I did want to share obviously with my friends over here on YouTube and kind of, give the opportunity for me to explain a little bit more and then give an example as well. Just so like as people are creating their boards and as we get closer to August 31st, that feels crazy to say though, but as we get closer to August 31st, everybody can kind of like get in and like get ready to participate. I will be hosting, like I said, I want to do another round and I will host it around the holidays because we're still going to be reading around the holidays, maybe not as aggressively as we would the rest of the year, but over a 2-month span, I think we will all read 25 books. So that's it. That's that is my plan. I am going to be back. My September TBR will feature pretty heavy pre-owned books that will be filling some of these prompts. So I'll definitely go over that. And then I also plan on sometime next week posting different recs for different prompts that I have, but obviously they're going to be pulled from my shelves. So maybe you chose a book of the month pick and you forgot that you had the specific one, but I yank it off my shelf and I'm like, oh, I should read this one. And you're like, that's actually a great idea. So that's kind of how this is going to go. But like I said, it's super customizable. So not a ton of recs will come out of like this one because I really do want you guys to read down your pre-owned TBR. So I hope you will join me. Link in the description box for the chat. I think I went over everything, but if I missed anything or if you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask me down in the comment section or join the chat and ask the chat because we are already gossiping and we still have like 2 months until September starts. Sorry, months? 2 weeks until September starts. So I hope you'll join us in my adventure to hopefully cut back on the number of books that I own or the number of unread books that I own. So as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.